Hey guys, welcome to Hotel Dropout, which is three guys talking about anything. Since this is our first episode, I thought it would be appropriate for us to introduce ourselves. Uh, why don't we start with you, Benny?
Hi, I'm Benny. You can also call me Bernie, or if you're German, you can call me Bernie, I guess.
Nobody calls you
Um,
Bernie. I've never heard anyone say that.
Actually, I'll have you know that they do actually call me Bernie. I do
Okay.
have people call me Bernie, and I also have people calling me Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, yes, Brody, because I'm such a bro.
You know, Brody is one of the most common gay porn star name.
Really.
There we go. Okay, you're
I
introducing yourself. I need to be around you.
I did not know that Brody is a gay porn star name. I don't really peruse that sort of videos. I'm sorry.
Where you're missing out.
I
Aggressive, Jamie, aggressive.
I maybe no maybe but it doesn't really seem like my cup of tea. And I have tested that theory, so
Yeah, that's actually something you can confidently say. Like,
yeah
compared to all the other
yeah
straight guys, you can say confidently you tried.
yeah. I mean, how would you know if you like the soup if you haven't tried it?
Indeed, I agree. I tried as well. The true homophobe in our group is Dan.
Hello, everyone.
And
I'm Dan. Yeah, that's all you need to know about me. No, I'm just joking.
But yeah,
Do you
and
like me
mysterious
to
figure.
introduce myself a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Dan. I'm from Latvia. We were studying together with these fine gentlemen. I'm the only real dropout because I think all of you have finished actually studying there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh no, should we change the name?
No, but Hotel Dropouts has a ring to it.
Yeah. I
Hotel
mean,
managers and then
at the end of the day, like none of us are working in the hotel industry, so we
yeah,
kind of all dropped out.
Wow,
yeah,
we've had
definitely.
enough.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's
okay. Well, then it's me. It's my turn. Uh,
yeah.
So, a little backstory for all of you. We met back in the good year of 2014, back when everything was normal. Do you guys miss that time? Like because starting in 2016, there was like a headline news every single day, especially with Trump. And now that we're starting,
It,
we're recording at a time when Trump just got reelected. I miss those days. It was peaceful. It was nice. But we all went to a Swiss hotel management school, and I think we had a good time, but none of us stayed in the hotel industry. Bernard is from Switzerland, but he's not a full Swiss. Dan is from Latvia, but Dan, are you a full Latvian? Is there an
I'm also not a full Latvian.
right? Because I met other Latvian students at school, and then they were like, "Oh, those are not real Latvians. They're because because for whatever reason, maybe they didn't speak full Latvian."
Well, yeah, I guess that's their reasoning probably. Although, I've heard some people say similar stuff even about people that speak Latvian fluently.
I was under the misconception that because I saw this guy at school. He was I think 2 years beneath us, and he had brown skin. And then, and then for some reason I thought ethnic Latvians are brown as opposed to white.
Oh,
But yeah, anyway, uh, so that leaves me. I'm Jamie. I'm from Taiwan. Um, I'm just
I'm
waiting.
the one.
Just a guy working in the 3D industry. Um, I think Dan also works in 3D, kind of. Do you want to talk a bit about your business adventures, Dan?
Wait, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
sure.
Jamie, I'm hurt. We didn't meet in 2014.
Oh
We met
right,
in
no. Yeah,
2010.
that was when we graduated. Sorry, we met in 2012.
No, more like
Maybe it was
2010,
earlier.
2011.
Really?
But
Yeah,
somehow I
yeah.
understood what Jamie was meant, but
I understood him too, but I don't think the listeners will.
true.
But still, I mean, 2010 is still before 2016. It was when the world was fine.
The logic.
No, but like, seriously, back then, what was the main thing that was happening? Right, like with
Yeah.
Obama in charge, I forgot what was even happening back then. Dude, it's just been so crazy.
Obamacare, Operation Rolling Thunder. I mean,
When
by going by that logic, you could say 1993 was also before 2016.
no, I just meant that the state of the world, right?
Yeah,
If
no,
you
I
go
get
into the 1990s, but in any case, Benny, you want to talk a bit about your job now or lack
it.
thereof?
Me? Yeah, I'm unemployed. I always like joke with my friend like I should go to social services and siphon off the government and stuff. But no, I pay my taxes. I'm currently in between jobs right now, but actively unemployed. But it's all right. I mean, worked pretty hard the last 1.5 years.
Trying to see if
So
Benny have this.
so I see
Yeah,
this as a more like taking a break. Yeah, that's all I want to say for now.
you are the peacekeeper among us. Oh my god, Dan is trying to kill me. Dan, it was a prank, bro.
Yes, I like to mediate between the two of you. Stop fighting.
Oh man.
Keep the peace. Yeah, but yes. Yeah, Dan, we sorry I interrupted. We were gonna go to you.
Oh yeah, no problem. So as you know, I was studying together with Jamie and Bernard to become a hotel manager. But quickly after finishing studying, I started to try myself in different other jobs. I've been working as in a store, in construction, as an engineer, not actually constructing anything. Then there were random like call center jobs that I didn't really like. Uh, and now I also worked in IT for a little bit. Uh, and recently got burned out on my previous job, so I quit. Kind of relaxed for a little bit, and then I decided that I'm in a pretty good position to try out starting my own business in furniture making, and that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Actually, you didn't talk much about your call center job. What was it like?
Well, you can split them in two. There was a period in my life where I thought it's going to be a good idea to work in a call center because I speak English pretty well, and call centers usually work for foreign countries that are richer. So I was hoping that the salary will be better. So I would seek jobs that would describe itself as like a customer support or something like that. And a lot of the times when I start to work there, it would actually be not customer support, but something like cold calling or, you know, trying to sell something to people. And I tried it for a little bit, but I understood that I hate it. And then by accident, I got into construction as a construction engineer, actually as a price estimator, which is like a light version of a construction engineer because the
It's a big change.
actually get billed. Uh, sorry, what did you say?
No, I said that's a big change because I remembered when I was in when I was working in a hotel in Miami because I did such a like when I first started I was such a terrible receptionist. They put me in the call center as well.
Oh,
My goodness, it was the worst, and I had to upsell rooms as well, and I did such a
I
terrible.
think
Did you do
I
the
think
same?
we all had to upsell something.
Yeah, like I remember
Everything.
I remember one time one I was supposed to upsell a client from like a double king bedroom to a junior suite. Uh
Mhm.
and then I completely forgot what were the amenities included in the suite.
Oh no.
And then, so he asked me, okay, why am I paying? What was it? I think it was a $200 difference. Like, why am I paying extra $200 for the suite? And then I didn't know what to say. I was freaking out because I knew my manager was actually listening in on my call line, but this was unbeknownst to the client. And then I freaked out. I just say it's a sweet life because I was thinking of do you remember the Disney show? It's for the sweet life, and oh my god, I got lashed. I got a bunch of verbal lashing afterwards.
Oh. If I were a customer and I got a statement like that, I would actually um give you a
Epic
cut
code
for
burst
something.
I
burst
would
out in
too. It's kind of base, no? But yeah. So Dan, how's building a friend? How many closets have you built?
not
Have you
much.
built any that Jamie can come out of?
Yeah,
You build a
only on
closet that I
memories.
can be proud of.
Not much, like 4 or 5, maybe a bit more if you count in the things that I made for myself, but that's it pretty much for now.
What would be
How do you
like
go
the
from IT to closet building? Such a
Well,
unusual jump.
for a long time since I'm back to Latvia, I was thinking, I was trying to find a way to earn more money, and at a certain point, I started to get this feeling like the only way to earn really good money is to start something of your own.
Mm.
But it was always just there in the background. Uh, and that's why I switched from construction to IT again because I was hoping to make more money. And also I felt like I like it. Maybe it's just that the job I got recently, the last one, wasn't exactly my cup of tea. But in short, I just understood at one point that I was working as a price estimator, as a construction engineer. I knew how to prepare like technical drawings. I knew how to calculate prices, how to make it so that most of it happens automatically in Excel. Did some customer service. I studied for hotel management, which also requires you to learn how to deal with customers really well. And the desire to try myself in making my own business all kind of came together in furniture because, well, actually, my dream is to build houses, but it's not easy to start that without good money. So furniture was kind of like a miniature version of that dream.
it sounds like a great starting point as well. There's no reason why you couldn't branch out later on.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I also think.
So how's it like living the dream, working for yourself? What's your day like?
It's a bit bipolar. Usually I'm happy with it and it's interesting, but there are times when I think about it and I stress.
Do you have like some kind
Usually,
of existential crisis where you're like, oh God, am I making enough to make ends meet?
that as well, and kind of these brief moments when I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Because you're basically jobless and just texting with people, sending them prices and sometimes drawings,
I
because you're not
mean,
actually working anywhere.
that's business basically. We all start from there.
Yeah. What I was going to say, it's so weird. During the day, I understand that and I'm perfectly fine and I'm not really stressing out. But there are moments in the morning or if I wake up at night when I sometimes just these thoughts come to my mind and I start to stress out about them. But
I
then
think
when I wake up enough, uh, I all of a sudden I feel perfectly fine. It's like in the morning, a part of me that makes it all balanced and all right is not yet woken, and I start to stress out.
I guess it's still kind of like a phase of adjustment for you because you ultimately went from, because having a job it does make life simpler in the sense that you don't have to worry about survival of the business, but now it is significantly more responsibility.
Mm.
but you know, you're compensated as much. So I think this transition will be smoothed out a lot faster than you think.
True.
Do you think writing like a gratitude journal would help? Because you can say like, "Oh, I'm grateful today that I don't have to look at, I don't have to." Because you know, like going into the office, I don't know how's it like in Latvia, but especially in Asia, we have such a culture where you really need to respect whoever's above you, your supervisor, your project manager, your boss, etc. And me being so westernized and spoiled, I sometimes come off like really disrespectful to them. And I'm starting to feel like the repercussions from it. Is that something like does that exist for you guys as well? Do you have to, really, really look at how your boss is feeling that day and behave accordingly?
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah.
I would say that certainly not to some very high level. Well, maybe a little bit, and of course it depends personally from the boss. But I would say that Latvians in general, in this respect, are pretty chill. Everyone understands that this is a job and that we are here to make money. And usually, everyone despises this, toxic relationships that sometimes some bosses like to build with their employees, like where they hide it all by phrases like "Oh, we are a family." Like usually, people
Oh,
don't like this crap, and nobody supports it.
isn't that like that's a largely I don't know where that phrase started from, how companies would, because I feel like that is the case with most job listings I see nowadays. It always says, "Oh, we are a family, everybody look out for each other, blah blah blah." But in like very fine print, they don't tell you that when they fire you, it's going to be instantaneous. Suddenly you're not family.
It's
Usually, in our job listings, they mention very friendly coworkers and stuff like that. When they don't mention the salary, and when they don't mention the salary, it's probably shit.
Oh man.
mm,
Ugh. But what's the minimum wage for you guys in Latvia?
700 euros, but they are taxed. I'm not sure what you actually get after tax, because the tax is lower for minimum wage. But they don't take that much. It's going to be something like 600 something.
600 euros a month.
Yeah, a bit more.
Wait, let me do some math. 600 EUR to NTD. What? How is that enough?
It's not great. It's not great. It can be enough, but it's going to be pretty sad.
I
To be fair, when I was there, I did notice like a general lack of people. That you guys don't really have a lot of people. I think that's something it's difficult for you guys to relate, because if you ever come to Taiwan, you could be in the middle of nowhere. I could be inside a national park in a deep forest, and I could still see people. I could still hear people playing, like, these old people, they still have one of those, the big MP3s. They put it on their way. Yeah, exactly.
that song.
Yeah, and then you'll see that like they carry CDs with them.
Ah,
And then yeah, and then so I would go to these national parks to be alone. I'm like, oh, I just want to be away from people, but still, you can't get away from them. But I just remembered being in Riga. I felt like it's just so spread out. It was so empty, and it felt really comfortable.
Yeah, it is spread out, and there are, there's not that much people. And I feel like after COVID, it got worse, well, or better, depends on how you view it. Uh, and I think I've heard somebody thinking about it and talking about it. And it's because before people would go out more, and when there was COVID, they kind of got used to just ordering stuff at home and like gathering at someone's place. and that's why there's even less people now outside.
Oh man, like the do you guys? Because I don't remember seeing a lot of delivery drivers.
Well, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot. If you go to any shopping center, there you run into them all the time.
Because that is the case in Taiwan. My goodness, everybody's just ordering like from online. Nobody goes out really as much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
I
think
guess
this
it's a
is a
universal
whole
thing.
general internet problem?
What
Sorry.
kind of
Oh wait,
internet?
no. Like internet. Like, has the invention of the internet caused this like breaking away of people, breaking down of community, people being more?
No, no, it was what Dan was saying. It's because of COVID, everybody kind of like settled
Yeah,
into this.
but like, I mean, does the whole finding of the internet add to this issue as well? Like the
I
base root of the issue, you know?
I would
I
bet
guess
so.
to share something that I would like to passionately talk about. Well,
Fix it would like
maybe
to
that's not the best way to
remind
describe it, but anyways,
you toward
yeah, I feel like it. I feel like, and not the internet exactly. I wouldn't say it's the internet. I would say uh, algorithm-driven stuff, like algorithm-driven feeds, algorithm-driven news, algorithm-driven product commercials.
Yeah, that is a good
I
point.
feel like it's separating us all to like little groups at best, or even in our own bubble. And I remember when I was a child, or even when I was a teenager, you would have a show that is running, and like 60-80% of the people are watching it, and so or something is going on in the country or in the world that everyone knows about, because everyone is watching the same like couple of channels, and most of the time everyone is watching the same like one or two channels because they're the best ones. And so you're all kind of on one page, and you all have a lot more topics, in common topics that you can talk about.
Mm.
And now everyone is like living in their own world, and there's less contact points. That's my feeling.
That is very true because I feel like in us interacting with the internet back in the 2000s was so significantly different from what we have now. And do you guys remember like back in those days we actually went on a bunch of different websites. And nowadays most people are just on TikTok or YouTube, or like they stay within, like I can guarantee like a majority of internet usage people stay on just a couple of, it's like just a handful of websites.
So true. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I remember going on like coolmathgames.com, YouTube when they were still full of cat videos and anime.
Dude,
What else?
what were some websites that belong to our generation that no longer exist? Like, not social media, not MySpace, but there were some. What was it? Let me think.
Facebook used to be really big.
latent energy from their surroundings to sustain
90s. Oh,
For weird people.
What's that?
what website did you guys go for Flash games? Do you remember when we were back in like primary school?
Yeah, coolmathgames.com, congregate.com.
What was the other one? The big one? I think I've been there as well.
For me, it's called Slime, and it's just like a mini farm website where everybody would link you like their Flash game. Like do you remember the stick fighter games?
Yeah.
Oh, those are classic.
Oh, I remember Newgrounds.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Newgrounds is still up. You know that? That's
Yes,
insane.
it is. It is still up, yes.
Oh my goodness. This is a
Fun.
very small slice of culture that still exists.
Do you remember the time when there was no Google, and I don't know about you, but we had a website that was called Top 100, and it was basically like Yellow Pages for phones, but this one was for websites, and you would go there, and there were different categories, and if you wanted to find something, you would go there, and they would list the different websites there. But it was all like handmade, hand curated, not algorithm driven.
Oh man, for us in Asia, we just used Yahoo.
Hmm.
That was the main thing. Oh, I remember Cartoon Network, the website. It has Flash games,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I ever really went there, or did I? No, I think maybe I did, because I remember playing a Flash game about Samurai Jack.
Oh, I
Maybe
remember
I
that
did.
one too. The side scroller game.
Yeah. Most likely I was there. I just don't remember the website itself.
Good times, man. Good times. What I-
We were a little led astray. We said we should self-introduce.
Oh, right. I mean,
Jamie, let's talk about you. Tell us about yourself. I think you're the last one.
Yeah.
my job or lack of job progression. I
Oh, don't be so rough on yourself, man.
No, I mean, once I graduated hotel school, I went to the States, and then I tried to live life in the States. And for some reason, um, when it comes to America, I've always gone to Florida of all places, and I really do not recommend Florida as a state to go if it's your first time going to the States. But
Why do you say that?
it's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest state out of all, for sure. Because
So that's why all messed up news start with the Florida man.
yes, Florida man, the classic Florida man. I remember like when I was working in a hotel over there, I was so depressed because I was dealing with American customers, and I was also dealing with like, spoiled European customers that were attracted to America. Those tend to be some of the worst Europeans to serve, at least. I'm not saying they're terrible people. I'm just saying they've come to expect some things in American service, right? Because if you went to a hotel in, let's say, in Germany, um I don't know, you would have like slightly different expectations, whereas in America you could go in, you could be like, oh, I need you to park my car, and immediately you'd be like, oh, I need this dry washed, and then I need you to get my car detailed, blah blah blah, this and that, right? And yeah, so dealing with European clients was a hassle. I remember there was one time, the first time I questioned my job as a receptionist at the hotel in Miami was when there was a Swedish client, and he was like, "Can you get me a Kinder egg? The surprise egg?"
Yeah.
And it's mostly illegal in America. And for some, like, I went to the concierge. I tried to get people to help, but it wasn't happening, and he was not happy with it. Like, yeah, freaking out. They were just so spoiled. But in any case, I quickly finished my hotel job. I think I worked for less than a year, because the time I decided to quit was actually the time when Dan came to visit. So
Because I was staying in his hotel and I was the most spoiled person he ever met.
He was talking about you the whole time.
yes, freaking Latvian clients. No, but yeah, I don't know why you guys didn't stay at the hotel, because I could get you the employee discount. I think it was
Yeah, never mind. Actually, I was staying in his room on a air mattress.
oh my goodness, it was terrible. I felt so bad.
We didn't. No, no, it was great actually. I'm really happy that I could stay there because at that time we were poor. Actually, I came to Jamie with my girlfriend at that time. Now she's my wife. And it was a really good way to save money because basically we didn't pay you anything for that.
Yeah, actually, hotels in Miami, they're very polarized, I feel like, because back then we didn't have, like, Airbnb was not a thing yet. So you either have one of those, like, classic American motels where it's just not as nice.
Where you get stabbed.
Yeah.
A complimentary stabbing.
Oh man. I
As you can hear, our humor tends to lean on the darker side.
I wonder if it's a millennial thing. I remembered,
Yeah.
going to, I think I went to visit with
Oh my god. Yeah, he was my
I
first
said
year
his full
roommate.
name.
huh?
I don't even remember his full name.
It's
We don't. We should. We should not. Stop. We should not.
Yeah. Let's.
I just realized.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
when he started going, like, whoa!
You imagine like he's in he just gets stalked. But anyway, I
No,
Him getting random messages.
oh man.
hey, I heard what you did.
But he lived down in Key West back then. So Key West is all the way south in Florida. And I remembered driving there took I think 3 to 4 hours from where I lived. And on the way back, I didn't want to drive all the way back because that would be 8 hours. I was dying. So I stayed at a motel. And it's like one of those classic motels that you find at the side of the highway. And I remember
Where all the murder stories and horror stories take place?
yeah. And then
You're a brave man.
I remember my friend that I met in Miami. He was like, "Oh, that's a nice hotel. It's a nice motel if it has IHOP next to it." That was the market for luxury.
What?
So I stayed there, and I kid you not, the front desk lady, like she said that she uttered these words. She was like, "Oh, ice is complimentary." No, but like, am I spoiled? Because I used to think that it doesn't matter where you stay, ice would be free, no?
Yeah, that's what I assume. At least in America, America is obsessed with ice.
It was so weird, but because like at the motel, you'll have to go down the hallway, usually near like a staircase, and you'll find like an ice machine, and it smells foul. And I didn't know you have to pay money for that.
I probably would
That's
not take
switched up.
ice from a machine like that.
Oh, no, it smelled funky. Well, anyway, so I finished working in a hotel. Dan came to visit, so I wanted to quit. He made me love life again. Uh, I remember I was so depressed back then because like I would finish work on a day, I come home and I would play TF2. I would play like a bunch of weird video games, and then I would just go to bed. I would lay down and I would start like not crying, but tears would just come out of my eyes.
Oh
Dude,
no!
I was not crying, and I was shocked. I was like, "What? This is the first time my body has done this." Then I realized there was something wrong with it, and Dan came, and then Dan came with Irina, and then like I think we went to a bunch of like zoos. Did we? Yeah, we went to see a bunch of animals, didn't we?
Yeah, we saw them gators.
Oh, them gators. That's right. It was very cathartic. I loved it. We see wolves as well, like these giant wolves.
Yes, we were
Wolves
at
are huge.
this little zoo. It's hard to call it a zoo because it's very small and
Yeah, it's like like a sanctuary.
yeah, and they had wolves that were bred in captivity, so that's why they were like more or less fine with people. But still, they fed them before before we went into the cage with them.
Oh, you could walk into the cage.
Yeah,
Wow.
Jamie wrestled with one.
I did?
Okay. No. I'm sure. They were actually very friendly.
Oh, yeah, they were.
They kept coming in to lick us.
Wow.
It was
Did
so
it
nice.
was the tongue like a cat's tongue where it's like rough?
I don't think so.
No,
I-
yeah, they
I
were.
don't know.
Well, which by the way, because I thought they were Arctic wolves, so I was
Yeah,
curious, like
something like that.
why would they be of all places? Why would they be in Miami? Because it's freaking hot.
Guess the guy that wanted to own them really liked them. That's probably the only reason.
Whoa, there must be so much money in just refrigeration. I'm surprised that do you guys remember Tiger King? You know, the hit Netflix show. I'm
I
surprised.
never watched it.
I'm surprised Dan and I and Irina like that we didn't go to one of these tiger zoos. So that would be
I
freaking dope.
I don't remember the show. I don't think I saw it. Do you mean like the movie?
No, the show. It was like a reality TV show, Tiger King. It's this weird guy who. The show isn't about tigers, but it's they were exploiting tigers, and then it's this crazy gay guy, and then he would have, he walks around with his revolver and everything,
Centers are called as such.
and there's
I know of it, but I never seen it.
anyway, it's like a zoo drama. But yeah, what I did enjoy in America though was all the shopping malls. That was fun.
Does
Well,
that
I
remind
like
you of
America.
Asia?
Huh?
Does the malls remind you of Asia?
No. It's very different from the shopping mall in Asia. I would say like the shopping malls here, in at least the shopping malls in Taiwan, very similar to the ones that you would find in Europe, in most parts of Europe. It's very compact. But the American shopping malls, my goodness, oh, they're massive. Damn, did we go to the biggest shopping mall in Florida? Because it was it was near Miami, I think.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well, in any case, it was wait, did you go to Walmart when you were in North Carolina?
Definitely weekly.
Weekly. Okay, did they have a section where you see guns, like literal hunting rifles?
Yeah, they did.
I was not used to that. 'Cause I would see like, because it was Florida, so you would have a very very big section for compound bows and crossbows, and then like right next to them were rifles. It was just, as a foreigner, it's just I could not comprehend.
Sounds
It was
cool,
a
though.
bit unusual, but I've heard a lot about it, so it wasn't like super unexpected.
Where did they even go hunting? The glades, like Everglades, maybe. And what would they even hunt? Like maybe pythons and gators.
Deer. I assume like deer and
Are there deers in Florida?
Localized. Congratulations, pioneer.
I
Space
guess if you go deep enough into the forest or something, into the woods.
I think when it comes to Florida, you are more likely to find a drug addict dressed in the costume of a deer than an actual deer.
Wow. Maybe. I'm no expert.
It was a very weird place. Actually, when I first arrived at the hotel, I didn't have a car. I didn't intend on buying a car, but it was impossible to live in the States without a vehicle. And in the early days, I had to ride a bicycle to work every single day. And yeah, and then because I didn't have enough money to stay on Miami Beach itself, I had to stay inland. So I had to travel across like a really big bridge to get to the beach, to get to Miami Beach every day. And like riding a bicycle, I would always go through neighborhoods that were very shady. So if you're American, you would know this place. So I lived very close to Little Haiti. So it's a neighborhood in Florida, in Miami, inland Miami, and it was very, yeah, gunshots were you could hear it almost every day. It was kind of messed up.
Damn.
Wow, does sound messed up.
But yeah, I don't know how I survived it. I was so reckless. And then I remembered oh yeah, the first time I was robbed was in the States.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told I don't know if I told you.
It was the guy with the knife, right?
Yes, it was not Walmart, it was Target. It was Target. And it was Christmas Eve as well. I had just finished my job. I bought a bunch of food and I was really happy. Exactly. And then this guy did
Merry Christmas. Now give me your fucking money.
Man, I thought I was in such big trouble because I kicked him and he fell to the ground. It didn't take much effort anyway because he was already kind of like wobbly. He was on drugs. And I was so afraid. I was like, "Oh, am I going to be in trouble? Am I going to be deported?" I was freaking out, but nothing happened. It was weird. I kind of got
You kicked a drug addict. How dare you? Deported.
It was self-defense. And I think I got really lucky in Miami as well because one of my first car accidents was in Miami as well. I had just come I had just come home from Target. Um, all the bad things happen after I've just been to Target. But I made a right turn on a red light. I didn't see. I was texting people. I'm your
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'm your classic dangerous Asian driver. It only had that was the one time it happened, and then, so I made a right turn on red light, and then somebody, uh, they were going straight, and they ran into me, and it was a pretty severe scratch. It wasn't severe on my side, but it was severe on his side. So I was pretty sure that they were gonna sue me, or they were at least gonna ask for, for all the repairing costs and everything. So I stepped out of the car. They were livid. It was this huge black guy that I mean, he's built like a beast. And then I kept apologizing. He was so mad, and I think he was taken aback by me being so apologetic and being so nice. He was kind of flustered. He didn't know what to say, and he was just like, okay, leave me with your phone number. I'll contact you. I'll contact you for the cost, for however much the repair would cost him. And so I was like, yeah, I'd be happy to pay him. It was completely my fault. He didn't call the police. I was really thankful for him. Um, so I gave him my number, and then a month had passed. He never called me, and then I realized I gave him the wrong number. Yeah. Sorry, I was like, I felt so bad because that must have cost him like at least $200, for the detailing for the paint job. Oh my goodness. And I felt so bad as well because he believed me, because I was sincere. I was very, very apologetic.
You believe yourself as well.
Yes, I did. Oh man.
Ah,
But yeah, America
Yeah.
was a crazy times, man. Then I went home to Taiwan to serve in the military. We all have to serve in the military. It kind of sucks as well, because you're essentially taken out of the job market, for a year at a time. Because in addition to the hours that you serve, you also have this period where you're waiting to go into the camp. But yeah, after serving in the army, I came out, and then I wanted to work as an English tutor. I wanted to teach English in Taiwan. I had done a bunch of applications. I didn't have any luck. But there was one event that was the last straw that broke my ambition for tutoring. I went to this really, really nice cram school, and it was in Taipei. I remembered it was in a very metropolitan area, and it was the people that went to interview, like, we were in a lineup, and it was just me and then this other white guy. It was just the two of us. I went in, I did my demo. I was teaching, I think it was sixth grade English. Uh, so I did my demo. I came out, and then I spoke to the other guy that was waiting. He approached me because he was like, "Oh, what did they ask?" Apparently, he didn't prepare, and he speak with the thickest Russian accent I have ever heard. And then he was just like, "Oh, so what do you think? Is difficult?" And then, because so I was pretty sure, like, it was down to the two of us, and I was wondering, okay, nobody else applied, so the job would likely go to me. And 1 week had passed. I didn't get the job. They called me. Oh, you didn't get the job. I didn't ask who got the job, because I went on their website, and I saw that guy. He was on the front page.
it's the white guy privilege in Asia, bro.
Yeah, and then, like, it was ridiculous. 'Cause the moment they hired him, he became like a kind of like marketing material as well. He was in almost all the pictures, all the brochures. Oh,
Oh my God. I've also been used for marketing.
have you?
Yeah, and I'm like the I think I'm like the inclusive.
Oh, you're the
inclusivity-
DEI hire. No, Benny.
Yeah, no, really. Like I mean, okay, so I'm as mentioned, I'm mixed. I'm half Chinese and half if you want to go into detail, I'm 1/4 Chinese, 1/4 Indonesian, and probably mix of something else too. I don't know. Every time I ask my dad, like, "Hey, Dad, where's our like great grandmother from?" Like, it's always something else. But
What?
Wow.
at least Swiss.
Oh.
Yeah, really. He would say, "Oh, we come from Morocco." He would say, "Oh, we come from Ukraine." It's like, what? Which is it? You know, get your story straight. But you've met my dad, so you know what he's like. A little unhinged, I would say sometimes. uh, but yeah, he's definitely a character. Anyway, so I'm like half Asian and half European. Um, I think I was milked for that half Asian side.
So it was the Asian side that they wanted.
Yeah, I think so, bro.
Oh man.
I think so.
Oh, but at
Yeah.
least I'm glad your dad would, at least he's open to talking about it. I remember my friend's dad. He's like this really really rough and rugged American guy. He was done with the world. He was very short tempered, and then my friend would ask him. It's like, oh dad, what's the other side of it? Because he's a single parent. And then he would say, "Son, you're 50% American and 50% bitch boy. Now now shut the fuck up and go play." Something like that. He was so mad.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh, but yeah. So after my failed attempt at teaching English, I eventually went to the UK to study video game design. It was yet another bad choice when it comes to education. But yeah, ever since then, I start working as a 3D artist. I went to school. I went to learn design, but I ended up as kind of like an artist because I was self-taught when it comes to this regard. Um, which I have to say, like, given the current gaming market, I feel like we could use a bit more designers, because a lot of the games, they look great, they sound great, but they don't play well. I sound like a broken record just talking about how games used to be great.
Everything used to be better back in the past.
Don't you feel like it though? Because we lived through the golden age of, the early 2010s. Do you remember how many games were coming out back then? It's like every year you had something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think it was just like a new market back then as well, though. And it was made by passion and not for profit.
Yeah, we lived through the era when people when you say a game is made by Blizzard, people expected quality.
Yeah. Jamie,
Yes.
you spoke about why you left the hotel industry. Why did you join the hotel industry?
Well, I kind of didn't have a choice. Like, do you remember it was third year, we were already applying for jobs in preparation for graduation.
Yeah, but like, why did you choose hotel school? I think is what I meant
Oh,
to-
right. Yeah, we should talk about that. I chose hotel management because it was the only option I had. I didn't finish high school. I'm the only person in this group that doesn't have a high school diploma. Family was not doing well. My parents were constantly fighting. I was interested in zoology, marine biology, but I couldn't wait until 12th grade, because I was in like an American school system. Then I just felt like, man, I needed to leave Taiwan. I wanted to be alone. I wanted to be, reinventing myself elsewhere. And so the hotel school that we went to was the only one that took me, because I asked them, is it okay if I didn't graduate high school? And then who I forgot the person that handled the applications, but it was this lady. And then she spoke with a really strong French accent. Do you guys remember her name?
No,
Was it
I don't.
Audrey? Yes,
I think it's something like that, maybe.
yeah.
It feels like it rings a bell.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, of course. Did you not graduate in high school?" And then it's like, "Oh, I haven't. It's complicated." And then she just said, "Oh, wait, I'm mistaken. You just need to pass IELTS." And so, and that was easy for me because I was teaching other students IELTS at the time as a side gig. It was relatively easy. I did my test and then I went to Switzerland. Somehow I don't know. I don't regret going to hotel school though, 'cause I feel like I've made friends for life, and it was like it's a very defining period of my life. What do you guys think? Like,
Yeah.
did you guys feel like this school made you internationally inclined, or what's the terminology for this? But like, we're kind of, yeah, international, I guess.
Yeah, I think in a different life I would have been a programmer, but I do not regret going to hotel school, even though we're not in that industry anymore. Because of all the people I met, I mean, we're still friends after like literally 10, 14 years.
Yeah, I think it's been longer than Brinkley Hall.
Yeah, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. I think you guys are great. I love you guys. And yeah, I mean, it made me who I am. I was in a very social shell, and during that time, I tried to really like get out of that shell. I was a loner for most of my life, and my approach to the industry and choosing what high school or uni I want to go to was really
Oh
based
my God, calm
on
down, Dan. Oh God.
what?
I poked Dan once and he tries to kill me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be poking him.
All right. Well, yeah, the hotel school was so defining for me. It was when I could first really be myself, I guess. What about Dan? Dan, what were you like
I would.
before hotel school?
I wasn't finished.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Oh no. Oh, by the way, we have 7 minutes left.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, basically, I just it was for me like, what job can I do everywhere in the world? Because if I find a job which I can do everywhere in the world, there'll be always a demand for people. So that for me was more an economical choice. And what about you, Dan? I guess we'll
Let me
you
be quick.
yeah.
So about the international, I feel like I was always more international and was fine with people of different culture. And actually, when I think I was not even studying anymore in HIM. I remember that when I was a child, well, not a child, maybe in early teenage years, I thought to myself that it would be so cool to be in a school where there are people from different countries and like different places. There was like a period where I thought that would be very, very interesting, and I forgot about it until much later. So I guess I was always so inclined to be international. And then about the reason why I chose hotel management was actually when I had the time, the time came to choose where I'm going to study after high school. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Actually, I wanted to go and work. At that time, I was thinking I could go to England to work because then I could earn a lot more money. Plus, I know English, so it would be easy for me. But my parents were afraid that if I'm going to go and start working somewhere, I'm not going to return to study. And they insisted that I would choose something. And so I chose hotel management because I liked the program where 6 months you're doing theory and studying like in a regular university, but then you also have a very long time, 6 months of internship. And since I really wanted to work somewhere, it seemed attractive.
Mm.
Can you imagine if Dan had gone to the UK and stayed there, he wouldn't be talking like this, He'd be like, "Oh
He
yeah."
would have been.
He would have like
been a
this.
bartender, I think.
He would have this working class, English accent.
Could be, could be.
Oh man. Dan, I remembered
Yeah.
in school were you experimenting with your friend group?
Oh, if I feel like you're referring to the moment where in the beginning I was more hanging out with Bernard and you and well, like our group. And then at one point I started to hang out more in a different group.
Did
I
you?
wasn't really experimenting, but at that time I just was in this phase where I wanted to party and get drunk and get high. And I guess that's why I kind of stuck around with them.
Oh, we weren't cool enough for you.
It might sound like that from like a different perspective, but it wasn't like that. I actually when I was like my heart was more in our group anyways. It's just that I guess
You
I
wanted
had
the
this
free weed.
Yeah,
I had this desire for a more, this cool lifestyle.
yeah, Dan loved us, but he just wanted to experiment.
Yeah, well,
They
it does
were
sound
nice
kind of like
people,
it.
I like them.
Yeah.
And I miss we used to talk every now and then. I think he's still
Oh, I
Like
spiked his
after.
yogurt with Tabasco once. He did not find it funny, but I laughed a lot.
man.
How was it for him? Was it really
Uh,
spicy? I heard milk products help reduce the spiciness.
well, he noticed it pretty quickly.
Did you
And
put a
it
lot
was
of?
on, oh yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Man.
I mean, like the French guy, I don't remember his name, like that group. Yeah, I mean, it happened in their presence, and they were laughing their asses off. So it's kind of like at his expense. So poor guy.
It was
But
funny. I mean, for me, it was kind of different because I kind of this has been a theme of my life. I would always have my main boys group, and then I would have like a main girls group, like my sisters.
yeah, Jamie would be between them.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I remember. Do you remember when we didn't know that like Jamie didn't come out to us yet, and we were.
I always knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean, like,
No.
we were one time playing in my room, like computer games, and I was like, I know, bro. You were so taken of shock. I remember that.
Yeah, Bernard was just like, I always knew you're a.
What? No, I did not use that word.
So wait, okay, wait. So why did you think I was gay?
It's your behavior. Like it set off my gaydar like at 100%. I was very attuned to the gaydar, I would say.
Why? Why
I
though?
don't know why. I don't know. I just had this sixth sense for that.
Bernard's constantly scanning for threats.
I don't say it like
Yeah,
that.
you've always been tactical.
No, it's just
Tactical
a
or critical?
good situational awareness. Yeah.
Oh, such a wild.
No, but yeah.
I've forgotten what's it like to genuinely be nervous about coming out and then facing like it wasn't that I was expecting, rejection or acceptance or anything. I was just afraid that things would change.
Yeah, I get it.
And it did.
You don't know how we would react.
Yeah, but
Really?
it's okay.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
Because you would treat me kind of like differently if you knew I was like kind of like on your team when it comes to sexuality, I guess. There's bound
No,
to be a
I
little
don't think
bit
I
of,
care anymore.
yeah, what I'm trying to say is like even if there's a little bit of difference, that's fine. Wait, stand still. I'm gonna stack on top of you guys.
All right, sure.
There we
I
go.
don't know. I maybe when I was younger I might have, but right now I really don't care anymore.
Oh, truly. I always wonder what would happen if we hadn't gone to this hotel school. You would be a programmer. I would be studying biology. Well, boy, it sounds like we would have all been a lot more successful.
Oh,
No, 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 no.
don't be like that.
Oh, okay. My timer is up.
Yeah.
Let me see.
All right. We'll talk about how we met at another time, I guess.
To be continued. I mean, next time we'll probably have a topic to talk about. So whenever we do get around making the next episode, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? We could do a little discussion, sneak peek kind of thing. I mean, everybody's talking about Trump, so I think we should just avoid that. It's not necessary.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to go too political yet.
Maybe,
You know?
yeah. I was thinking, yes, I agree with Bernard. I was thinking about something more like personal, maybe how we
Ooh.
came to certain points in life, or what are our personal takeaway
Yeah.
life and our experience.
Oh, we could talk about love, like relationships, because earlier Benny and I were
Yeah.
earlier Benny and I were talking about attachment styles and all that stuff. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially we have a bit. All right. Well, thank you guys for participating, and you know, I'm thanking my our imaginary audience for listening.
Our one person that is all we can hope for is listening to this. Thank you very much.
Oh, man.
I'll definitely push this first to my friends and my group of bros and sisters.
Yo, you guys are aggressive. I would zap you once and you both try to kill me. That's homophobic.
No,
All right.
that you can't use that against us, bro.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, guys.
All right, have a good one. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everyone.